Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another upload of It's a Dyer Thing. Rob here. Don't forget to hit that notification and the subscription. This way you'll always be up to date on everything I do. So today we're going to be talking about the levers in regards to the MT-10. Now, before I go any further, what is the difference between the XSR900 2022-2023, MT-10 22-23, and the R7 from 21 to 23? In regards to the levers, absolutely nothing. So if you guys are watching this video, first off, that means that it actually worked. And second, it means that you're probably also in the same predicament as myself, and you are out there searching for some accessory levers on either your R7, XSR900, and or MT-10. Now again, this is all in referring to the 2022 and newer, right? This is the ones that work in regards to the Brembo brake, the radial brake style, right? Compared to the older generation MT series brakes. So you can see that the Brembo brake itself is definitely different compared to what we've had in the past. And you'll also notice that there is not that many options out there in regards to brakes. And the ones that are still very expensive. Like you can go with the genuine Yamaha Gilles Tooling or AVS, and then there's a couple of other brands. But out there, you're really going to be starting to spend, you know, almost close to $200 and up. Whereas some of the previous generations and some of the other models out there, you can still go with the factory FX or some of the knockoff levers and stuff like that. So that's where we are today. This is what I'm doing. Now, mind you, before I go any further, I do want to disclose this information that this is not endorsed or sponsored or affiliated with any of the companies out there, including Yamaha and CNC, FX, and so on and so forth. This is my personal video, personal gain, personal challenge. So when I did obtain my MT-10, even before that, we had Pauline. If you want to check out some of my previous videos there, we were doing some accessories on her bike. She also wanted to get with a better lever set because she's got little hands and she couldn't reach out onto the levers as easily compared to like if you went with some accessory levers. So we started to do some searching around, and I've been searching for quite some time. And after some researches, and comparing a lot of part numbers and stuff like that, I can confirm that the 2022 to the newer XSR9, R7, and MT-10 and MT-10SP all use the same lever set. So as long as you find something that works with one of those, you'll be fine with all of the machines. But again, like I said, there isn't that much out there. So this is where I wanted to come up and go with our generic accessory levers that you can buy for MT-07s, MT-09s, and so many other models. I'm sure you can recognize these kinds of grips here, or these kinds of levers. Sorry, they're pretty much generic, but they do have specific mounting points, specific pivot points for bikes. You will notice that there isn't anything out there for the XSR9 and the MT-10s in the newer models, but they just recently released a mounting perch, or the pivot perch, for the R7. Now, the only ones that you can see out there for the R7 is that is already pre-mounted onto a folding lever, which is not something that I like. I like the CNC FX or FXCNC style lever, which is what you see here, and I like the long lever, so you can get them in short, long, and different colors and stuff like that. So what I have done, and this is what I would recommend that you guys do when it comes to purchasing levers, if you do not want the folding style levers. So you guys with the R7s, I mean, just buy the R7 lever set, you're fine. But if you don't want to go with a folding set, then you can follow along with these instructions here, and that's the same as well for you XSR guys and your MT-10 guys. There is a different set, completely different set that is already preset for MT-09 MT-09 in the newer models. So again, this doesn't pertain to you as well. What you would do is actually order up the MT-09 2021 to 2023. So again, be careful, but you would order up those levers, which basically it's the clutch lever and the brake lever, which the brake lever would already come with this piece here, right? Which is already pre-assembled. You would want to take that one off, and then you're going to do a little bit of searching, and you're going to want to be purchasing or buying. You can reach out to many sellers on AliExpress, Amazon, eBay, blah, 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 blah. What you'd want to be doing is seeing if you can get, and this is what I did, I reached out to a seller and see if you can ask them, hey, would you guys sell me the R17 brake lever adapter, right, for the R7, right? So this is the R17 brake lever adapter, right? So this is what you need for the R7, XSR900, and the MT-10, MT-10SP for 2022 and newer. What we're going to do is, again, you remove this one off, which is the MT-09, because the MT-09 has the same clutch perch as the XSR and the MT-10 and the R7, so you don't have to do anything with that, but you will have to modify the brake. So I've removed my stock brake, and again, I really like my stock brake. I'm very lucky that this one is a black one, whereas some of the other models out there is you get the silver one, so you know, some people may not like it as much and want to change it out. I'm okay with it, but now, like I said, this is a personal challenge, and I want to do this because I really want to make this clear for everybody out there so that you know what to do. So what I've done is I've basically removed the MT-09 pivot point. I've now installed the MR7 pivot point, which again will work for the MT-10. What I need to do now is, as you can see here, there's this little notch out in here, right? You need to actually put this piece, because on the R7, XSR9, and the MT-10, this is the actual plunger. This is the pusher for the actual brake cylinder, master cylinder, right? And here's your adjustment tool on that, right? Whereas on this one here, it's going to be this lever piece here, right? But this floating piece needs to go into here and still back into the plunger, and then this needs to be put back onto the actual master brake cylinder, right? So in order to get this out, as you can see, there is a pivot point here, but it doesn't pivot out far enough for this piece to come out. Now, rather than ruining your lever and taking a Dremel here and all that, what you want to do is actually take out this collar. Now, you would still have to take out this collar even if you buy specific levers for your MT-10. So there is the one called Gilles Tooling, which basically all it is just a lever, but this still uses all the same system. So you actually still have to take the collar out of that and then swap it out to the new lever and then put it all back onto your bike. So technically we're kind of doing the same thing, but not. So this collar is actually really well press fit into this lever. So I had to kind of figure out a way to get it out. And as you can see here now, it's starting to come out. So basically what it is I just put in a little socket and then rested it up and then started hammering it out. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to continue on together here. I'm going to continue to pull this thing out, get this out, and then I can pull this all apart, get that onto there. Then we'll go downstairs onto the bike, and hopefully, fingers crossed, because you're seeing this video, it worked. But let's see what happens. Otherwise, you know what, let's post this video up anyways, and then it kind of gives you a real clear guidance as to whether if it works or not. Waste your time, do it, don't do it, whatever. But anyways, let's get to that. And yeah, all right, let's go back to the workshop, which technically is my kitchen table. All right, so what we're gonna do here, like I said, is we gotta take this collar out just so that we can get this plunger out and have it installed into this. Now, Luckily enough, and hopefully once this is actually set back onto the master cylinder, the housing of the master cylinder kind of covers over this so that there's no possible way of this sliding out. But even if there is a little bit of movement, I can see that this is more than just a half moon, so it would definitely hold it, so it should not fall out. But even then, you still have the extra security of this rubber holder plunger piece, so that actually goes into the master cylinder, and that's held in by a good strong retaining ring inside the housing, so there definitely shouldn't be an issue with that. So I've messed around and I found the best way to do this is get yourself something that's going to be protective to the finishing of your lever, because it's going to require a little bit of force. And what I found is a 4mm with a 1/4 inch socket head insert. So this actually kind of goes inside the collar, and this rests on the outside of the collar, just like that. Otherwise, I can go with something else, but then that kind of slips around, right? And I don't want to press fit a bigger socket head into that. So if you have a punch, you can do it with a punch. If you want to cheap out and do like what I do and use home tools, you can do that. So this is what we're at here. So I did bang it once, and I tried to do it this way with the actual arm down, and I found it really, really tight. So I just did a 180 and I started to do it this way. You may be able to apply a little bit of heat or put this in some hot water. That would definitely help the aluminum expand if you want to do that. But I mean, if you don't, I don't think you really need to. So this is what we're at now. So there we go. That's through. Now, before I take this socket out, which I used as a punch, you do notice that there is a spring in here. So this is definitely creating some tension on this piece to this piece. So you do got to be careful. I don't even know if I need to. I'm wondering if I can almost pull that out. I can't pull that out. Bummer. All right, so I will have to back this off a little bit more. So let's go ahead. And back that off. Now holding everything together again, because you don't want to lose that spring. Now I can actually pull this piece off, because this is what you're after. This is what's the important item. And unfortunately, you cannot get this separately. You can't even get this separately. The only thing you could get separately as a spare part is this actual lever here. So if you need that or that, unfortunately, you have to buy the whole master cylinder. Not just the lever, but the whole master cylinder. But anyways, this is what we're after. This is what we need, because this guy is now going to go into here, right? So as you can see, it slid out, but it won't pop out, right? So now look at that. So that's perfect. It's not going to pop out. Now we're going to go and get this all assembled onto the actual bike, and fingers crossed everything works out perfectly. While I have this all apart, let's kind of give this thing a 180 and just see how similar everything works, right? So we can see the pivot point and the plunger holder are pretty much in line. In regards to the shape of this tab here, which that is the brake switch tab, right? So once you apply the brake, the little tab pulls out, the little switch pulls out, and then turns your brake lights on. So we can definitely see that there isn't much of a change onto that. Factory one, you can see it's a little bit shorter than this, so I don't know if there would be some modifications, any grinding down. Until we get this onto the bike is where we will see. In regards to the height, we can see that this is also identical, so there's absolutely no issues with that. And then in regards to the diameter of the insert here, the collar, you got the bolt that goes through. The bolt's going to go through this. Again, that is identical to that. So take it apart. All we need is this little piece. We can get this piece back onto here, and now we can get this set into the actual brake. In regards to this factory lever, if you're looking on the back of this side, this is your adjuster tool, right? So if you're seeing it here, hopefully you can see it nicely. You can see as I screw it in and I screw it out, basically that's just pushing this little tab or adjuster onto this bracket here. So this bracket kind of goes this way, right? And it's just basically, oops, kind of goes this way and basically is just pushing out onto here, right? So it's pushing this, which is basically adjusting your lever position. So if you're looking at these two now, right, at the angles that they are, I find that this stock lever kind of tends to pull out a little bit more, whereas this accessory lever is a lot flatter, a lot closer, and that's still on the minimum adjustment. So, and then you get the color option, right? You can really dial it in with it, whatever color that you're going for. So far the path is on the right direction. Let's get down to the bike, do an install on this, give it a test, make sure everything works safe and sound. And then from there, all we have to do is move over and finish it up with the clutch. So I'll get this put back together and go downstairs and we will continue on from there. All right, so here we go. Now we're downstairs, and if you followed any of my previous videos on any of my other installs on my other accessories on my other bikes, you know that I don't have a fantastic shop or studio or anything like that. So I'm really, limited in regards to what we do here. So anyways, let's get a closer look here of the actual master cylinder from Brembo for, again, MT-10, XSR900 and the R7. So they all share the exact same system. They are similar to the MT-09, but they're not in regards to the mechanics and how the function is of it. So again, this is the plunger that rests into here like this, right? And then so you got the rubber stopper that is held in here, press fit. So that's going to go in there like that. And then here's your pivot bolt here, and then we're going to put the actual lever on in place right like this. So I can only have a certain amount of hands. Gosh darn it, sorry guys. So anyways, back out the pivot bolt. Pivot bolt you use in a Allen key wrench, and it's a 10mm nut at the bottom of it. So again, let's see if I can keep some light on here. It would be really, really nice. Stay there, don't fall, right? So again, we're gonna get this guy into here. So let's just do an initial test before I put any plungers on or any springs on, just to make sure that everything does work. So this is gonna be pressed out anyways from the plunger assembly here. So looking here, I can see that, again, hopefully you guys can see where my finger is, that there is no interference with this arm that's sticking out. I can see the function of the switch is going to work, and that this is going to look absolutely sexy. Look at it. Oh my God. Okay, it might not be purpley blue, but anyways, it's still going with the theme of kind of blue. So let's get the plunger on, and then I can work with the other side. So plunger in. So I don't think it makes any difference. No, that's completely centered out anyways. So let's get that guy on. We got to work this guy in, work this guy on. There's definitely some pressure onto that, but there you go. It actually is working. Oh my God, like I said, it's been a challenge. It's been a personal challenge now for myself to get this actually functional, right? It's and you know, I not that I don't like the Gilles Tooling and AVS and all those kinds of lasers, but there's a big difference. This is $29, right? The adapter was another $19. $29 for the pair, for the two, not $500 from Gilles Tooling or $300 from AVS and so on and so forth. And look at that, it still functions the same way. It's still gorgeous, right? There's no way that this is gonna have any interference. And then it's still fully adjustable like that. And it just looks good, man. So I have finally figured out a way to get you guys the levers that you want, everything going. I gotta take a picture because I gotta tease my friends on that. But anyways, let's just finish tightening this guy up. So I know that we've officially come up with the solution and the fix in regards to putting the CNC FX or FXCNC knockoff levers with the R17 adapter onto non-folding levers, right? That will work. So super stoked, man. I'm super excited. That's cool. Like I said, it's been it's taken time to find the right pieces, to get everything right. Look at that. So that's nice, solid, perfect, sweet. Okay, clutch side, simple side, nothing there. But there you go, guys, we got that. So let me get over, do the clutch side, and then we'll kind of recap at the end. And then I'll tell you, what's this? What? For you guys who know the MT-10, what's that? But that will be on another separate video.
Black.
Right. So, all right, now let's go over to the clutch side. Now I'm gonna get my little helper here just to hold that. Hopefully, again, you're seeing properly here. In regards to the clutch, it's fairly simple because the MT-10, R7, MT-09, MT-07s, and pretty much all MT series bikes all use the same clutch lever. So in regards to getting that, it should be fairly simple. The only thing I did notice on some bikes is if you look how this arm rests versus this one, you can see there's quite a size difference. And I found that there was an interference right here onto this perch when you put this lever set in. It wasn't resting in properly. So what I normally do, and I've done this in the past as well, and I've done it on this one here, is I've taken a file, right? And I've just basically filed across here, as you can see the filing lines, filed across here just to take this edge off, because inside in here, there's a bit of a little lip, a collar recess that I found rests up against this. So let's give this guy a test. Watch, there's a collar that slides right out very easily in there. So if I kind of rest this guy up inside here, and before I actually kind of go in, as you can see, if you're looking at the collar here, let's get this bolt in here. That would be better to put the bolt in. Oops. What? Okay, careful.
Just with the lever.
Yeah.
Staying in place above your carbon.
So let's get this guy in, because you can get the bolt in and all that, but you'll find that this now perch doesn't rest up against this properly. But here I know, because of the modification I did, now this here, sorry, this pivot point, this pivot point here now does rest up nicely. So again, by doing that shaving right here at the bottom, so just at an angle right there, you can see, right, you can see that makes the world of a difference on how well this lever fits in. So let's get the cable in, pass through, in, over, and then I can kind of put that in there, bolt in, and that's going to be fine. Let's put our 10mm bolt underneath. Oh, light off, light off. Yeah. Let's fasten it all up. Where's my socket? Now you don't want to over tighten the nut on this side, so this just requires a 10mm, and then this is kind of got a carriage bolt finish onto it, so there's no adjustments on the top. But again, you don't want to over tighten this clamp down. The nut that's on here is also a self-locking nut. So you just kind of want to bring it up to a slight tightness and then back off just a little bit, just so you know that there's some movement, some good free play, so it's not over crushing the clutch. Otherwise, you know, it does add tension to your clutch. I do like to make sure
You like
nice
that?
and free. Now, well, no, but I mean, now you're gonna have to adjust this because this
We'll pull
pivot
tighter.
system,
I know.
right?
I bet it's so smooth to adjust.
Right, and now we're gonna bring this guy up here. There we go. So I do see, but again, I got a full pull on my clutch anyways, right? But I am running the Yamaha accessory heated grips, and I do notice that the accessory heated grips are a lot thicker here. So when I am pulling in my clutch, it is touching there, but again, the ball is also touching up here. But then I can adjust my clutch height. So I am still getting a good full pull here. So again, until I start actually running the bike and feeling if there's any drag on the clutch, that anyways will still work. So we can definitely work around that. But for the most part, everything is also good on that. So woohoo, super satisfied, super happy. That was the main one here, right? So this absolutely works. It's absolutely gorgeous. So looks way better, much cooler. Get this all tightened up and we're done. So there you go, there you have it. So again, you can go with the less expensive levers. Just you got to know exactly what to do, what lever set you have to buy in order to make it fit on, and then what adapter you need to buy as a supplementary piece to swap out and then get it all fitted up. So there you have it. I'll put down the descriptions, I'll put down the information, and if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, please write it down in the suggestions box and I will respond back to you guys. But until then, until next time, until we ride, which is within a few hours, y'all be safe, be good, have fun, take care, and don't forget, keep it covered. Yeah.
PPF film right away.
PPF film,
Yeah.
PP, I like PP. Okay.
No, honestly, man.
What?
Yeah, I think
Oh, stop. It's just a bike.
it's not just a bike.
It's just a bike.
From here, I can see all these swirls.
It's black. You're gonna get swirls, right? Look at this. Look at this thing. Piece of garbage. It's junk. It's full of dust. Everything. Just.
You know what?
When are you gonna clean your car? You gotta. This is how you treat your freaking car.
Oh yeah.
Like seriously.
Dude,
right?
this is-
Seriously.
Wait till you see my
Take
other
care.
car. Wait till you see my other car.